Hello everybody, this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I'm coming to you all today with a vlog because it has been so crazy that I haven't uploaded videos, and so I want to try to get something up at least once a week. This week it's going to be kind of more of an update. I'm going to show you all what I'm working on. I'm actually working on it now. Here's where I am so far. And yeah, I'm knitting on that. What else do I have going on? I am editing a tutorial that's going to be 2 parts. Fingers crossed it will be at least part 1 up this week. And it's something that you can make right now. It'll be great for the summer. And yeah, so I'm going to be working on that. I actually want to get both parts up. This week is going to be a lot more crazy than I anticipated because some things happened in my family. So I need to be able to, I am going to adjust my schedule so that I can just be there and present in that situation. And so that's what I have going on there. I also wanted to do this video because yes, I'm not doing an introduction. If you have been following my my blog, I was on a 21-day vegan challenge. And with that also came some new things that I'm doing as far as my workout. And yesterday, I officially finished my 21 days. I also and I didn't get to post on Friday because, again, it was something that kind of went on in my family. And so it took more time than I thought. So I didn't get to post like what was going on in an update. So I was like, why not do this all in a vlog video? So what I did 22 days ago is a little before that I decided I was going to do a 21-day vegan challenge. The reason why I decided to do it is because on and off I have dabbled in, I guess I really want to say, being a vegetarian. And I'm going to explain the difference just so that you can follow the conversation. Many people know, but I'm realizing now many don't know the difference. So I'm going to say that so that you can kind of get the gist of what's going on. Vegetarian is someone that does not, they say eat meat. And so so that's beef, pork, poultry, and some people, I don't understand why, but I don't understand why, don't count fish as meat, but vegetarians don't eat fish either. Vegetarians do sometimes choose to partake in dairy, which can be a byproduct, well, it's a byproduct of animals. So they may still do cheese, milk, butter, things like that. Sour cream, I mean, you know, a byproduct. And so vegans partake in no meat, no byproducts of animals. So that also includes honey. Although I've heard of some people that categorize themselves as vegans but still have honey. But technically I think honey is not supposed to be included because it's from bees. That's what's an insect, but still, right? But anyways, you know, honey, no dairy, no beef, chicken, pork, fish, all of that. Now, prior to this, it's been almost probably close to 10 years since I've had beef or pork. It's probably longer than 10 years. My baby is 13. It's more than 10 years since I've had beef or pork of any kind. And then in the past, I don't keep dates. I'm awful about dates. But I would say probably about 2 years, maybe 2 to 3 years, I've limited to no chicken. For the most part, it's usually when we go out to eat or if I just have a taste for it every once in a while. But probably in the last 2 years, closer to 18 months, a lot more focused on no poultry. So that's chicken or turkey. And then so for the past year or so, I would probably, if you were to just like put a label on it, probably closer compared to pescatarian. Pescatarian will still have some byproducts like some dairy and fish. But although I would rarely, it would maybe be maybe once a week, sometimes twice. Usually it was when we were going out to eat. But we don't eat out much, so if I did, it would be baked fish. But we have really fresh, great fish markets in my area, so sometimes we'll go to the fresh market and get fresh fish. But that, again, is rare. Now, I cook all of those things. I still cook beef, pork, chicken, all that other stuff, because my family still eats it sometimes. But usually for them, that's a few times a week that they have some form of meat, just a few times a week. So I wanted to try this challenge just to see, because I've kind of had an interest in whether I would want to be vegan, or really adhere to a vegetarian diet primarily. Now, so I don't know why I chose the vegan, but I chose the vegan. So I was going to do it 21 days, and I did it. It was so difficult. It was so difficult. It wasn't hard, but it was difficult. And I say it was difficult because with me really being focused on doing it, I did not realize that so many products had some sort of milk or some sort of dairy in them. Like everything, chips. And now I don't eat chips all the time, but still every once in a while I like crunchy stuff. Okay, so every once in a while you want it and you go, and it's like animal products and everything. So with that, that was a difficult thing, because some of the things that I was planning to do as far as my menu was concerned, a lot of them were out because I didn't realize that some of the things that I normally partake in had milk in them. Even though I don't drink milk, I haven't really. I don't think it's been. Oh gosh, I could probably remember the last time I had milk. Like I don't drink milk at all. Even when I get coffee, I'll do soy because Starbucks does not have almond milk, but I'll do soy when I get my coffee from Starbucks. But in the house, if I do have it, like if I want cereal, if I want to put milk in something, I tend to go for almond milk. And so anyways, it was in everything. And my all-time favorite thing that I could not have was ranch dressing. Who would have thought? Lord help me. Who would have thought? That would have been so awful. And so the 21 days are up. I'm so glad it's up. And, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about ingredients that are in food. The wonderful thing is I don't do a lot of packaged things, but the things that I did get, a lot of them were off limits. I tend to do a lot of whole foods, do salads, do smoothies and things of that nature. And so those things were not out, but some of the things that I like to put with them was out. So from here on out, I actually want to continue to explore. Another thing that I am not fully aware of that I would like to learn more about is when it comes to my yarn and yarn purchases, how that, how if someone is considering a vegan lifestyle, not just a diet, a vegan lifestyle, how do they look at fibers? Because that is a byproduct of animals unless you do acrylics. And I think the microfiber does not contain a animal fiber, it's not a byproduct of an animal. That's the way I'll just say it. But I don't know. And we know I love to buy yarn and use yarn and knit with yarn and crochet with yarn. So that's something else. Along with that, so from here on out, I'm going to classify myself as a flexitarian, if anybody ever asks me. And I'm making this up. And here is why. I am going to really need to work on adding a few things to my mental Rolodex, into my recipes of what I make, and that is dressings. I've got to come up with better options for dressings because I love salads, but I don't like dry salads. I don't care for vinegar based, like balsamic vinegar. And when I would have little side salads, that was okay. I could do a balsamic vinegar and that's it. But now my salads tend to be about 1.5 to 2 pounds of vegetables. I was gonna call it vegetation, but to be of nothing but vegetables. That is a lot of vegetables to take in with just a sprinkling of vinegar, and so that, and I don't think it tastes good. I just don't. So I tried a couple of recipes. Even had one recipe that my family loved, but I didn't like it. And so that's going to be one of my things that I really want to work on, maybe over the course of the next couple of months. Trying to find and make something that's going to be close. It doesn't have to be the same, but really palatable and delicious to cover or to, and I don't even saturate, but it's just to go with my salads. That would just save me so much time and heartache and and all that great stuff. I still do smoothies. My staples throughout the time were my bananas, because that was always the base of my smoothies. Also beans. I did a variety of beans. I once a week or every 10 days or so would make a big crock pot of beans, and I rotated the beans that I made over the, I made 3 pots over so basically every week of beans, and my family loved them. I loved them, and that was a really great source of protein and very filling. I did also had a wonderful time because I didn't have a great dressing, just making a lot of greens and spinach. And another thing that I missed while I did it, the challenge was eggs. Didn't realize I would miss eggs so much. Back to those classifications, vegans would not eat eggs. Vegetarians may decide to choose eggs. They fall in that whole dairy category, to my understanding. And so I missed eggs because I'll tell you kind of what I was doing for my workout. But when I'm doing hard workouts, I love to have an omelet and loaded with veggies, spinach, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and I like to have it with whole wheat bread, toasted, and that usually gives me a really great breakfast after a hard workout that carries me through lunch when I don't have a smoothie. And so I didn't have that as an option. I found that as a negative almost, that as I was doing it, I found myself eating actually more processed stuff than I normally would, because I did not have those quick staples available. And for example, I was having a bagel like a couple times a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week because of my workout, which I'll tell you about. And the bagels were not bad, but I just don't normally eat a lot of bread. Because bread can be a spiral for me. Another thing that I don't usually have a lot of, but I did have, was boxed cereal. I don't usually have boxed cereal. But I did have boxed cereal with I did it with the vanilla almond milk, which was so good. But I normally don't do boxed cereals. And I did that again because that was something that was great, that was quick. And with me having to come in, and I'll actually explain that now. So I was doing a few more processed foods than I would have normally had. But the really cool thing was that my grocery bill was actually so lower. And I wonder why. Probably because I did cut those things out. I missed cheese. And the funny thing is, I don't even eat a lot of cheese, but I do when I have things like pizza. I don't put meat on them, but I do have cheese and I do have veggies. So I did miss cheese. I did find this really great company that makes like homemade. It's like homemade pizzas, and they had a roasted tomato pizza, but it was just basically the dough and the roasted tomatoes and I don't want to say spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce. It was but it was real thin. So what I did is I then would put sauteed mushrooms and onions, and I put fresh tomatoes and spinach. Oh, it was so good. It was so delicious. And I did it without the cheese, and that was actually very, very good. Their dough was wonderful. And so anyways, I love talking about food. So anyways, in the end, it was good. I intend to pretty much eat vegetarian. Still probably add back in my eggs, but maybe not as much. I think I would prefer to have the eggs than having so much bread. But yeah, and work on getting some good recipes for dressings. I tried one that was an avocado base, and that one was really good. I want to try one because I like creamy. So I really want to try something with a base of maybe garbanzo beans or something that I can blend up in the blender, because I have a high power blender to make that the creamy base, because I did try tofu, did not care for it. For some reason, I can have it when I go to a restaurant every once in a while, but I didn't care for it as a base to make like the softened tofu to make a creamy dressing, but my family thought it was good. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. My next phase with that is that I want to try like making a homemade veganese, like a mayonnaise that's a vegan based mayonnaise, and using that as a base for something closer to a ranch, maybe with some dill, parsley. Yeah, that just sounds good. And so I'm going to try that next. And so that's going to be up to go on my salads. With that, I started a new updated workout. I don't want to say new, updated workout. And I started taking swimming. And I thought, let me back up. Yes, just you can see the time. It's going to be right. So my daughter's on swim. I think I said this in my last Yarn Crafters chat. My daughter's in swim, on the swim team at our local Y. And when I went to pay her tuition or whatever, the service representative at the Y told me about, well, if you want to work out and you want to swim to work out, you should check out this class. And I thought, oh, okay. So I signed up for it. Didn't go to the class first, which was strike number one. I signed up for it. Strike number two. The class is at 5:15 a.m. Yes, 5:15 a.m. 3 days a week. And so I went to the first class. I don't know how in the world. And maybe he told me and I didn't hear it. I don't know. I got out there thinking the class was maybe 30 to 45 minutes. The class is an hour and 30 minutes. Strike number whatever. I think this is strike number 3. So, hour and 30 minutes. I go out first day. The coach says, warm up 600 freestyle. People start swimming. This is after she assigned what lanes were to be in. People start swimming, and I'm looking like, what? So she comes over, we talk. Do you know how to swim? Yes, I know how to swim. I used to swim a lot as a kid, but that was pre-children. You know, I mean, we go to the water, but it's not like you're like swimming laps when you go to the pool or even to the beach. So I said, I can swim. I'm thinking, if you drop me in water, I won't drown, right? So she says, well, let me see. 25, I guess it's meters. I don't know. Meters. It's across one way at the pool that we're in. So when she gave the instructions to the rest of the class, that was a warm up of 24 laps. Warm up. So, yeah. So my lane was the lane for people that we can swim. We're trying to get up to where everybody else is, and the lanes kind of progress in your efficiency with carrying out the drills and everything. Needless to say, I've been in the class. This coming up week will be a month. I'm so much better. It was extremely difficult. And in the beginning, I could do 25, which is one lap across the pool without like stopping and getting extremely tired. And now I can almost do 100, which is 4 times back and forth. I'm not as fast, but I'm not at the bottom of my lane. I'm going to say our lane is like the beginner lane. My lane, I'm not at the bottom of the totem pole anymore. But what I found extremely funny is that as I've been doing this, I've learned to really value having a great coach. I'm also learning how to prioritize what I find would be beneficial for my health so that I'm the best me for my family. And that makes it difficult because to go to the practice, I have to get up at 4:15. We're in the water by 5:15. Usually then by the time I finish, I get back home, I shower and change. It's time for me to start taking the kids to their summer camps and their summer activities. And so it makes my days really long. But I feel great and I know that I am progressing. And I wanted to do this as a precursor to marathon training, which starts up in actually 2 weeks. It starts up in 2 weeks. If anybody has been on my channel any amount of time, you may know that, oh gosh, if you've been here for over a year, if you haven't, welcome. If you have, you know that I've trained for marathons before. I have not run in a marathon before though. I've trained in marathon seasons for the past probably 3 or 4 years, and I've trained through my longest distance has been over 24 miles, but I never actually ran in a marathon. So this year, I have signed up for a marathon, and it's in January 2015. And so I will be starting the marathon season again in July. I wanted to do, well, I did the swimming one for workout. I mean, yes, but I was reading a book called Run Less, Run Faster. I believe that's what it's called. Something like that. And the running coaches there advocate running 3 days or so a week and then 2 workouts a week doing swimming, rowing, or cycling. Something where you're not directly on your legs, but it still builds your cardiovascular. You're still able to work those muscles that support the muscles that are necessary when you're running.
It's 1 o'clock.
And so that's what kind of made me say yes, even though I guess, honestly, I did not have all the details. It's been a journey. It's been a really great journey so far. And I say journey because I'll tell you one story and then I'm going to get ready to close this out. So I'm slow. Just like I run, I'm slow and steady. If you ever heard the tortoise and the hare story, I am definitely the tortoise, but I'm not a quitter. However, so I'm in the pool. This is like one of those what had happened was stories, if you've ever heard it. Okay, so what had happened was we're out there for a really long time. By the time you get, for me, about halfway through the practice, I'm done. And you still have 45 minutes left. Like, the time moves extremely slow in this water. And many of the people in the class are training because they do triathlons. But that, again, it's not me. At least not at this time in my life. So, I'm in the water, swimming. I get to the other end. I'm exhausted. I'm on the wall trying to catch my breath. From across the pool, I hear the coach, "Dana, get off that wall." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I gotta take a couple more breaths and then I'm swimming. You know, I'm swimming. And as I'm swimming in my head, I'm thinking, this sucks. It's something different to think, oh, I suck for 30 minutes. To suck for an hour and a half, it really is awful feeling. It's an awful feeling. And as I'm out there, every time I touch the wall, especially that first week, every time I touched the wall, I had to remind myself that you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And I am swimming and I hear Dory, just keep swimming. And I'm saying it to myself as I'm trying to keep my form, keep my arms long, keep my feet going. It's a lot of things to remember in order to get into alignment with the appropriate form. And realizing that this class is not just a swimming class, it's a master swim class. So we are expected to progress as far as our form is concerned, knowing all of the strokes. This past week, I can say I'm now good at freestyle, backstroke. I would say I'm decent on the butterfly and breast. Better on the butterfly than the breast, but a lot better than when I began. And I did a post on this on my blog of understanding, and this is for anybody. It doesn't mean that with the food, that you do everything at once. With your health, doesn't mean you have to do everything at once. It doesn't mean that you have to go out to do a marathon. It may be that you just want to walk or something for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You have to start somewhere. And as I'm out there, I've learned something that in running served me well, and now in swimming it is again serving me well, is that I've learned you got to run your own race. And in this case, you got to swim your own race. You have to, I'm in the lane with 4 other people, and it's quick to try to stop and compare myself to other people, but I'm not them and they're not me. And I don't know where they started. I don't know how long they've been swimming. I don't know how long they've been in the class. And so what I have to do is start where I am and commit to improvement and commit to being in there in the water as often as I can, and taking pride in what I do and following the directions of my coach, which she's awesome. But she is like no slouch and she is one tough cookie, okay? One tough one. But I love it. I hope that I have the same success with the new running group, because this is a new running group that I'm running with this time. I'm trying another program this year for my running, and so I hope that I have a good coach there too, because I'm noticing that I'm progressing, I think, a lot better because I have a great coach. And maybe it's mindset too, that I'm ready to do better. So with that said, that is where I have been. I'm still working. I'm blogging more, so you can see me at essenceofme.com. If you have any questions about what I've talked about today, running or swimming, very few suggestions, but I do have some from a newbie's perspective. Health and just making positive changes. In closing, I want to say welcome and everything to all of my new subscribers, because I'm slowly inching closer to the 2,000 subscribers. So I thank you all. And I also want to say I had a wonderful discussion with a fellow swimmer. And needless to say, because I'm one of the newest people on the team, well, until earlier this week, I was one of the newest people in our class. So there was a lot of the coach calling my name from across the pool. Like she knows Dana. So I'm out there and I'm swimming, and one day I was just done. I was frustrated. I was done. And in my head, I started having this discussion as I'm going across the pool. I am grown. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, I was like a rebellious teenager. And my daughter even asked, so did you get out the pool, Mom? I was like, no, I did not get out the pool. I just kept swimming, And it's an interesting thing to try new things and to place yourself in a space where you are the new person. You're the new kid on the block. You have to dig in deep. You have to focus, and you have to be committed. And that's really something that I can say, not just for health reasons, but also for those people. I have so many people stop me when they see me knitting about that say, I always wanted to knit, or I always wanted to crochet. It's so hard. I have all this stuff, and you have to stay focused, dig in, and be committed. You can do it. You can so do it. And hope that encourages somebody, anybody, as you move forward. Move forward. So with that said, I'm about to sign out. I'm still moving along in my summer stash / I have been working on this. I am hoping this week to be able to do some things for the Cast On Palooza, which I didn't start, but I keep seeing wonderful pictures, and that's actually what I'm going to hopefully do to get some things completed. This is going to go past the summer. I can see that clearly. Another thing that happened this week in my closing is it was Worldwide Knit in Public Weekend. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen some pictures because I did quite a bit of knitting in public, and that was pretty cool. And I did post pictures on that, and so that was fun. What else? I think that's about it. I'm editing as fast as I can. Even if I got to come back for just a mini update like this, I will do that just to keep things coming up once a week. If you have any questions, let me know. I didn't tell you all. This is a bonus for my rock stars. For those who made it all the way to 30 some odd minutes of my long videos, I knit my first pair of socks this week. No, it was not a part of my Knit in Public. But even though I did not do a video on it, and I'm mentioning this at the end of this video, if you go to my blog at essenceofme.com, I have pictures, I have links to the pattern, I have links to a free pattern. Also, I use the paid one. Links to a free pattern, and I will show them in my cast off video next week, which will be in a few days, because it will be my cast off video for June. I can't believe it. I did it. I knit socks. And they're wearable. And they look like socks. And for anybody that has ever tried to do it, you know those are important things, that they look like it. Meaning if I held them up to my husband, he would say, oh, look at that sock. It looks like a sock. Even my son, as I was making it and I got to the heel, he could tell what I was making. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. I did 2 at a time toe up socks. First pair ever completing. Because I tried crochet once many years ago. I tried knit once, just didn't make it. And I just wanted to find a very simple, straightforward pattern that I could do with potentially acrylic. I mean, not acrylic. Let me take it back. That I could do with worsted weight. Just so that I can get the technique and the motion. So, I did it. I did it. And they're so cute. So, if you want to see pictures, head on over to the blog. I will actually put that in the description box, so you can go see that. If you don't hop over to the blog, I will try my best to remember in the cast off video, because it probably won't be too long. I only have a few pieces to show, but that's that. So let me go for real. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, place them in the comment section or visit me on my website and blog at essenceofme.com. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Do you have any questions, or are there some things that you would like me to discuss further about this topic of my diet, my exercise? I've been having people ask me questions about my menu and my shopping, because with a family my size, I am a very cost conscious, yeah, that's a good way of saying it, shopper. And I do very well. I do very well with that. That's something I'm very efficient in. So that's it. Take care, and as always, have a fantastic weekend. It's always wonderful to get together with you all, and I will talk with you all hopefully sooner. Oh, look, I'm so bad about this. Last thing. I am wearing a head wrap that I purchased from the site of another YouTuber. It is Rapunzel, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And so I'm definitely going to buy more. Yeah. I'll have a hair update soon. So that's it. Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk with you all hopefully sooner than later. Goodbye.